Now here's Jan Peerce singing Vesta la GIUBBA in its entirety. It's a song closely identified with Caruso. It's Peerce.
Recitar mentre preso dal delirio non so più quel che dico e quel che faccio eppure nuova forzativa sei tu farsi tu sei pagliaccio. Vesti la giubba e la faccia in farina, la gente paga e ridere vuole qua. Insegnare di chi ne vorrà colomina, ridi pariato e ognuno applaudirà. Bravo dai lati il polso ed è bianco, in una sorcia è inquieto il dolore. Arrivi, Mariaca, col tuo amor ipnosa, che t'avvererà il car.
Mr. Peerce, come join us, please. The studio audience isn't large, but they stood rapt as you sang. And once we get you all harnessed up there, I'd like to ask you a few things about Caruso. You said recently that anyone, any singer, any tenor who compares himself to Caruso has simply never heard Caruso's recording. As a tenor yourself, what is it that you hear that you admire in Caruso?
Well, first of all, it was a God-given gift that is incomparable. He was unique. He had a marvelous technique. Whether it was natural or developed, I couldn't tell you, because I never heard him in person except that I made a study of his records. But the foundation that he had, and the natural talent, was so great, that, and the quality of his voice, that anybody who calls himself a second Caruso is nuts.
He's nuts, huh?
Because I said last night at Carnegie Hall when I did my recital, there never was one in my time. There isn't today anybody who can call himself the second, and who knows what the future holds in store. Maybe there'll be a second one, but so far he's top man.
When you say he's unique, I think part of that is the fact that many people who've never heard Caruso, as we said a while ago, never heard his recordings, still know who Caruso was and regard him as almost a legendary figure. Is there a way of accounting for that?
Yes, he built an image about himself because of his talent, and it was passed on from generation to generation. Mind you, after 52 years, people think that they still can imagine the sound that they heard when those who claimed that they heard him.
Mm-hmm.
But those who listen to his records, and there isn't anybody who is interested in music who somewhere down the line didn't own 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 Caruso records.
Mm-hmm.
And once you hear him, that's it. The quality is so great that it's unforgettable.
Well, when we consider that the royalties on records in the days when he was recording are not as great as they are today, and the volume of sales are not as great, he really must have sold a lot of records.
But you must remember, Mr. Meade, his prices were different.
Oh.
Today you buy an LP record for $3.89 or $4.98. He sold one-sided record.
The clock is running out on us, Mr. Peerce.
Oh, he sold it for $3.5.
Thank you, Twin Planet, and fine.